Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Good evening and welcome to Car Wax. I'm Michael, your Bougie Black Brother, and I'm here with my co-host Sean. What's up?
What is, son? What is?
Chilling, and today we are back to our music review.
I got a quick question.
Go ahead.
Did you listen to Black Panther after you watched the movie Black Panther?
You know what? I've actually been talking with geeks for the last 2 weeks, so I really didn't put that back on. I've been, tweeting and calling and hanging out with the geeks for Black Panther and the Marvel fans. So really not much music, but go ahead, throw it out there. I know you got something to it, but go ahead.
Yeah, you definitely want to check it out. If you, of course, pretty sure everybody's seen the movie by now. But if you've seen the movie and you listen to the album before you listen to seen the movie, you definitely want to listen to the album again. It has a lot of content actually in the album that was in the movie.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of sounds here and there, and then you hear Kendrick actually embody both Killmonger and Black Panther in the album also. You know, he did it in the first song, and then he did it in red light, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light. Fast. I like fast cars.
Yeah, that's when he was in Korea, right? That was that Korean joint when he was in Korea. So I caught a couple of that. But no, you're right. I need to listen to it again because I already saw it 3 times. I'm gonna wait another week or 2, and then I'm gonna see it again.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely listen to the album going there. And it'll let you appreciate the album a lot more.
Okay.
For real.
Cool. Good. And if y'all missed it, we already did our review prior to the release, and very, very tight. If you haven't heard the soundtrack, you gotta hear that, and then you gotta see the movie, or vice versa. They're a match. If it's like 2 bookends, you gotta have them both. Because it's worthwhile on both ends. It's at about 700,000 right now. 700 million. So, black movie hitting 1 billion. Believe it. But today, it's all about Cozz and Nipsey Hussle. I know you know a little more about the Nipsey side. I heard excerpts from him here and there, but I wasn't a big follower. But he had some interesting background about himself that I was kind of reading too. But Cozz, for some reason, part of Dreamville, got interested, and heard some old stuff from him, but really, really liked his style. And these 2 guys are from L.A. So kind of different styles, but I think it's based on who's producing them, because I think Nipsey is Atlantic, and Cozz is Dreamville. His previous one was Interscope. So let's start with Nipsey because he's been out there that people know, and he was featured in so many different places.
We're gonna do Nipsey first.
Oh, we can do Cozz. What's up?
All right, yeah. Let's do Cozz first, man. Tell me more about this Cozz guy, man, and tell me why you chose to pick this album. I'm highly interested in that.
So. I know we were talking about when we were talking about Dreamville, and we was talking about JID, and we was like, look at all these motherfuckers on here, and his name popped up, and I was like, man, he's got a new release. He's on the Dreamville. I know we was kind of semi-hating on him because Jid is not getting enough play that he should. He's starting to get out there a little better now, but he's not actually out like I think he should, and I think we were agreeing on that. So I wanted to hear some more from who they putting out, and if the people that have been putting out, are they kind of worthy? So I ran into him on the new release shit, and I looked and said, oh, so let me play through this. So I loved his actual style because he may not be a lyrical genius, but he's very lyrical, and his production behind him complements him. Not great, but I really enjoyed, the couple of things that he had on here. The way he flipped a couple of scenarios in his release. And then I said, okay, I really like the new one. So let me go back and see where he was. So I listened to the 2014 Cause and Effect. And that was like his freshman thing. And you can tell he was a freshman. He straight off the street, just putting up some quick street stuff here and there, not really content wise. But you saw that, oh, interesting. And he had beats that he was rapping off that was more so kind of like New Yorkers, East Coast wise, kind of slow, draggy type beat. And I was like, interesting. That's in a scope, but they gave him a little something else there. So I was kind of like, interesting. I probably wouldn't have listened to him, but I listened to him because I wanted to see where he started from. And you can see the progression from there to what he had released here. Did well with Kendrick Lamar, shows up on every fucking body now. And J. Cole, he had a J. Cole one on his other one, and then he had a J. Cole one on here. And enjoyed it. I really thought quality-wise, I love the way he put stuff together here. And he's growing, so I would like to see where else he's going. So I just enjoyed it all the way around.
Okay. All right. I definitely didn't enjoy it as much as you. I'm gonna be totally honest, man. I popped them in, and I was like, okay. Questions was good. I'm just gonna go straight into it, man. So I popped it in, and I'm just like, okay, Questions is straight. But then I'm listening to it, and I'm just like, wow, this is kind of strange. No punchlines. Not really. His delivery really isn't catching me like that. But he's trying to keep your attention with the things that he's talking about. Okay, so I listened to it again. I'm just like, okay, the Kendrick feature was okay. You know what I'm saying? Even Kendrick was okay on here. That was odd. He was just like, okay. Maybe he gave this to J. Cole, and J. Cole was just like, here, man, I got a Kendrick feature that you can have. Just go ahead and put yourself on this beat.
Right.
And I'm just kind of listening to it. I'm just like, man, he's a very depressed guy. He's just, I wasn't too interested in the Get High song. That wasn't really interesting to me. I did like the Freaky 45. I thought that was creative. I was like, okay, but I need a better beat. But it was still like, for me, you have an average flow, you gotta have some decent beats. You know what I'm saying? And these beats were a little too chill for you. For the type of flow that he was bringing. And
so did you hear his previous one, though?
I did not hear his previous one.
So his previous one was way too chill because he was rapping almost over that. So when it blended with his new one, I thought that suited him better. But, again, you always told me, hey, look, you got to know where this person is before you start judging it on that. So I kind of did it just to see where he was, or his freshman one where he came out at. But I hear you, though. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I just wanted to throw that in when you was talking.
And it's been a lot of, I ain't going to say it. The start of this year, the Black Panther album, the Dave East, those two were some pretty quality albums. So, hearing this artist was kind of like, man, is this what you're bringing to the table, Dreamville? And I'm waiting on JID, so, now I'm looking like, okay, you better put him out before JID because nobody else is going to sell on here if, after JID drops. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So,
right.
and I was going to say it later, but compliments to Earth Gang. You know, Earth Gang just dropped their last of their trilogy of collections called Royalty, which was a very good 8 tracks. It's probably like 4 tracks, 6 tracks, because they had a couple features. I mean, a couple skits in there. But I'm listening to this guy and I'm just like, okay, he's fair. How old is he? You know what I'm saying? Like, because now I have to rate. Okay, he was born in 93. You know, so he's 10 years younger than me. So he's about to be 25.
Yep.
You know, and then he had the old girl on there. You know, I thought that was just was a little. I don't know, man. I wasn't feeling those skits right there. You know, I was
Right.
I felt a little bit. I felt some type of way about that. No disrespect to everybody who do that, but you know, I was just like, you trying her on your shit, man? Come on, man. You ain't gotta try her like that. Let her try herself. You know, but I guess he was interpreting it like she is trying herself. But I was still like, you know, I'm listening to that Cy Ari, and I'm just like, okay, he did it way different.
Yep.
You know, so the new Cy Ari is interesting. I didn't finish that one, but overall, man, I thought this was decent. You know, not over the top. He's definitely not an elite rapper. You know, he's definitely not in the room yet.
So
You know?
when you say elite rapper, who are you putting elite that you would be comparing him to?
Oh man, he's not with Jid.
No way. No way.
You know, he's unfortunately, man, you can't even put him in the future Young Thug range either. You know?
Okay. That's a different style. So if you going with style, you putting them in the wrong.
No. It's not about and to your point, I'm not worrying about the style. I think his content isn't potent enough. You know.
Okay. I can go with that.
But at the age of 25, I feel like you know, and then I feel like he's like, oh, you know, people don't know me yet, and you know, well, I feel like, okay, there was no singles on this motherfucker. You know, there was nothing really that I can pull out and be like, this is Cozz. You know, I can't hand my homeboy this album and be like, hey, check this album out. He's gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I can't even really find a single in here to share with him and be like, what you think about this? Like,
But you talk about Dreamville. So go back to what Dreamville is doing. And
now
I'm
think
not
Dreamville did a smart
really
thing.
happy with them.
No. I think Dreamville did a smart thing. They know who this artist is. So it's the beginning of the year. So here, drop him out early. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure he at least get out. Because if we drop him after any of our better artists, he's really not gonna get he ain't gonna get no play, he ain't gonna get no bread. So let's get his tour out first, or let's at least get him out first. So when the tour starts, we can have his music out and people will be at least get an opportunity to check his music out. So I think that was smart on Dreamville's part. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get their artists a little bit of bread. You know, and hopefully give him some confidence. I think he needs some confidence, man.
Okay.
You know, once he goddamn, you know, on his album, he got a wife beater on, looking silly as hell. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he got a fresh cut, but man, do better, man. Come on, man. You know, I'm not telling you to fake the front, but I feel like you on Dreamville and they know you can put a little more effort into it. So put a little more effort into it.
I ain't giving it to him. I'm giving it to Dreamville. Because the reason why I'm hitting Dreamville is because I'm still holding them accountable for how they fucked over Jid. So you got one of your best quality artists that you kind of just threw out there and hoped that it would do well. And he shows up on his own and people hear him and put him on things. I didn't see a lot of additional promotion. Even when late in the year we're listening to him and say, damn, this dude is damn good. I still didn't see him involved in things that was pushing. Well, them involved in things that was pushing him. So I don't think they're a strong enough label to support their people. And I think this guy has the ability to be better. Is he the elite? You know, I'm never gonna talk about elite until they become elite. And to your point, Jid just, you saw the talent once you start hearing him. I heard his old shit on SoundCloud, and I was like, yo, this kid still had a good style. Now they gave him a full length. Yeah, this motherfucker's hot. Him, I like him. I think he was a good balance of what they gave him. Am I saying this is going to be the hotness for the year? Fuck no, I'm not.
Okay.
But I'm hearing so much garbage, and I'm tired of hearing this Southern style, everybody trying to sound like each other to beat out Migos. I'm tired of that. That is so fucking exhausting. So I was glad to start listening to some West Coast. I was kind of looking for that. So me falling into, you know, like you were saying, the Nipsey's coming out. That's how I said, ooh, this is another cat from California too. Okay. Let me read on this before I throw this on. And I was like, oh, Dreamville. Okay. Well, what the fuck? They got Kendrick on here. Oh, let me listen through this. It drew me in that way. But I'm telling you, this exhausting as Southern style is fucking killing me. So that's why I welcome that. So when I heard it different, I was like, oh, I like this. So don't get me wrong, when I'm not promoting this guy as the next star. I'm promoting this guy that said he had a good release for somebody that I had no idea who he was.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of people I have no idea who they was, and I cut that bitch off halfway and say, I can't listen to this shit. But I think the full length of this, I was good with it. I was pretty good. And then I wanted to see, did this guy grow? Because I think his last Cause and Effect was 2014. Right. And that's 4 years ago, yo. And he's got a lot better. So in perspective, yep, this guy's growing. They need to support these fucking they players. They're not doing that. But I respect what you're saying, because I know hearing what you're saying is like, wait a minute now. Are you putting him in it? No, I'm really not putting him in with a Jid or Sci-Hi, or even your boy.
Oh, no, not even close.
Yeah, or your boy that you just talked about too.
Dave East.
No, not even close. No, the I forget his name. I'm sorry, but I like young people who can come out and say, hey, I got a style of my own. I'm doing something about it. Yeah, he looked a little fucked up, like he just woke up in the morning with his white feet on and shit. And he was like, yo, don't take no fucking pictures of me. Click, click.
Yeah, man, you got the nerve to put a chick on there like you flexing on another chick on your skits and stuff. All right, man, come on. Like, you looking like that on your CD cover?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that don't balance out.
I kind of went past that, but now that you said it, I was like, damn, dude, what the fuck you doing with this shit?
Man.
Yeah, you're definitely affected by it, you know?
Right. You know, so...
So I got you. So for me, this kid gets a good 7 because I like it. I do like it, and I think I'm not putting him up against anyone. That wouldn't even be fair to the people I put him up against.
What about Wale?
No, please, no. That's just frustrating to me. When I'm listening to Wale, that's frustrating to me because I kind of heard some Wale that was good, and I think he's trying to go somewhere else, and it's not fucking working. But
what happened was, let me give you a little bit of insight on that.
Yeah, don't go too long because I don't like hearing about this bitch anyway. So
yeah, recently he just got dropped off his record label, and the reason why was because his last album that he just dropped that we reviewed was strictly produced by him. Now the previous albums that were out previous to that were executive produced, and he had assistants on it. But since he was going so big, they gave him an opportunity, and it plummeted, and they dropped him.
They was like, get the fuck on.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't feel bad for him, though.
Hey, man, that's the game, man. And they gave you a chance. They gave you a chance, and you blew it.
And you blew it. Yep. Wow. Okay. I mean, did we contribute to that? Probably, but I'm just saying.
I mean, hey man, it's out there, man. You can't put bad product out
You
there,
can't.
man.
You can't.
You can't, but man, especially nowadays, they'll hold you to it. You know, they'll Monique your ass and you'll call goddamn injustice. Nigga, looking silly, nigga.
Yep. Just regroup and start showing up on features. That's how you grow your shit.
There you go.
Regroup. Cool. So what you got of that, bro?
6'5", 6'5". You know, I think this was the best platform for him. I didn't bother to check it out, his last one, because I listened to it like 4 times and I'm like, man, give me something.
Right.
Give me something. You know, and honestly, he had, I would say 5 tracks on here. That was like, okay, I can hold on to these, you know, but much improvement. He's going to have to put out a mixtape. He's going to put like 2 mixtapes out. Both of them are going to have to be hard. I'm talking about. And he's going to have to find some beats. He's going to have to find a producer. He's going to have to spend some money on some beats.
So he need to get around. And I agree with you. He needs to get around now. He can't lay back and say, I wonder if they're going to buy my album. He has to get around. He has to do the footwork now, because you came out with an average release. Nobody still know who the fuck you are. You need to start featuring. You need to be like, hey, can I throw a couple of, little feature here, little feature there. Mm-hmm. He needs to get on his grind to say, if you really want to get in this game, you better show up. And you got to do that on your own. Yeah. I don't think Dreamville is going to do it for you.
Hell nah. Hell nah, they doing other things. You know, they can't even get their best artists the best shit. So, you know, they out here grinding, man. They out here grinding. Shout out to Jid and Earth Gang. Them boys doing their thing. If you ain't heard of them, check them out. Definitely. Earth Gang just dropped some new shit. Jid got something bubbling, man. It's gonna be nasty. I know it's gonna be nasty, man. He's fast. He think fast on his feet, man. He's a fast thinker, dog. I've been following his IG, and I just kind of catch his groove. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, when you start following that people on IG, you know, you kind of catch on to what they be on and shit. Mm-hmm. So Jid is solid. You know, Jid's a solid dude, and Earth Gang gonna be all right.
Oh yeah, they're fine. They're fine. Yeah. I mean, Earth Gang, a couple of rappers on there, they're average. But together, they're good. Mm-hmm. Individually, if you really sitting there listening, they're all right. They're nothing spectacular. But as a team, as a group, as they put something together, you'll be able to say, "Hey, I like them. I liked them."
Yeah. If y'all listen to South music, man, they remind me of a Goody Mob mixed with Field Mob. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Field Mob was is a dual group out the South, man. They was super hard. So with that mix, because they have a little bit of singing in there, you know, and then they have high tones. So, you know, I like them, man. I really enjoy their music. It's not draining. It's not like dull, but it's still smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's cool. You know, I'm not gonna say it's great. I'm not gonna say these motherfuckers is average. They're a little above average. So I'll give them some credit. Give them some credit on that.
I think they have some potential when they drop their album. When they drop their first album, man, beware. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they coming out the South. So you know they going, man. I see some, I don't see no Outkast shit coming up out them, but I see them doing some very creative shit coming their first album.
I'm looking forward to that. And, you know, your man going to be on there just to give him the support. So, that's cool. But yeah, because when Jid showed up on Irie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He laced their ass and just walked away. I was like, damn, did you just hear this kid come on here and just fucking said, take that, I'm done. I'm like, this kid is just so fucking good. But cool. 6, 5, and 7. I think is worthy. May not stay on your playlist. Being realistic, ain't gonna stay on your playlist. Something to listen to and say, well, cool. And then you waiting on the new shit to come out. So, but something to listen to while you waiting. And that's why I kind of did it. But cool. Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey. So let me give you. So I'm hella biased. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say this off rip. So let me go ahead and give you a background on it and tell you why I'm so biased on just Nipsey Hussle in general.
All right.
So back in the day, man, I used to do chopped and screw mixtapes. You know, they was called Sipped and Flipped, and I used to just pick out mixtapes. You know, so I pulled the first one I pulled was Marathon Continues. So so I'm a fan of the Marathon Continues or the Marathon fucking collection. You know, so I heard that, I chopped and screwed that. That was like I was literally riding that Marathon Continues for about a month straight. You know, and I was just like, man, I like Nip. You know, he was good, but he always put out music so sporadically. Like he never really had a consistent way of putting music out. You know, but come to find out, he's just a real street dude. You know, he really lived that street life. You know, he's rolling 60s. You know, he fuck with Corrupt. You know, that's one of his main homies and shit. So,
Right.
you know, he lived that life. So music is kind of a second thing. Well, what he started doing is since he's Nipsey Hussle, you know, he dropped a Crenshaw album and he dropped it for $100. Like you could get it a day before for $100, and he dropped like 1,000 of them or 10,000 of them, and he sold all 10,000 of them.
Wow.
You know, Jay-Z ended up picking up 100 of them and had it on hold, and then the day after he had it for free on the mixtape apps and everything. You know, did it again with another mixtape, Money. It was Money Something. And he sold that one for like 1,000. Got that off, you know. So his marketing game is brilliant. He's co-owner on a Bitcoin app, not a Bitcoin app, a cryptocurrency app called Followcoin.
But he's part of the company. It's not just the app. He's co-owner of the company that's based out of London.
Yes. You know, he just popped off and did Vector 90. Basically the same shit that was on the end of Black Panther. He dropped it the same weekend Black Panther came out and his album came out. You know, so it's like not necessarily a recreation, but it's like a workshop, but a big workshop for the community. You know, and he just put all types of shit in there where everybody could just learn and all that good stuff. So he's doing a lot of big things. So all of that, and then I hear that he's about to drop Victory Lap. So I'm just like, oh my goodness, it's been. Like I said again, I'm a fan of the Marathon collection. So it's been 4-5 years since he dropped anything about Marathon, you know, and I'm just like, okay, so, but basically what happened was he was going so much independent, he ain't did nothing with a record label. And he finally decided to agree to get with a record label, and he signed with Atlantic to do his first album, literally. So, you know, he just got this deal, you know what I'm saying? Really didn't need him, but because he got a lot of things popping, man. He got stores, he got clothing lines. You know, he's just doing a lot, man. So for him to drop this album was kind of like, okay, I finally had a little bit of time. You know, let me plug in with my peoples. He said he messed with Laura London, chick from ATL.
All right.
You know, and Lauren London got the plug on Diddy. That's how he got the feature.
With Puff on there, the young nigga.
Yeah, the young nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't know how he actually pulled this off, but, you know, when I popped this motherfucking CD in, I was just like, wow, this is pretty good. So, and I listened to it. I pretty much listened to it most of the day when it came out. And I was just like, man, this is real good. Listen to it in my headphones, right? So I was just like, okay. I didn't think it was a classic. I was just like, all right, Nipsey, all right, you came back out. This was nice, right? Got up in the morning and I turned it on, put it on my TV, casted it on my TV. So I'm just listening to it, and I'm just like, holy shit, this shit is nice. Just the production is amazing, honestly. When I heard it in the acoustics, when I heard it in my room, it was like, wow, these beats are amazing. Wow, he sounds really nice on this. So I heard it in my headphones. I was like, okay, this is good. I heard it in the car. I was like, okay, I really like this. But when I heard it in like a room with acoustics in it, it was like amazing production. Amazing production. He did all his hooks, majority of his hooks. The features didn't oversaturate this album. It didn't oversaturate him. Him and the Kendrick feature was literally on the same level. He was commending Nipsey on the motherfucking verse. I was like, wow, that's slick. That's real slick. So he had a lot of stories in his verses, man, that he wanted you to learn from. Wanted you to at least try to embody his experience of being there. Blue Laces is a lot of people's favorite. And Blue Laces was the track where he talked about him and his homeboy was at an event and he ended up getting shot 3 times, and Shorty was behind the wheels. She was spazzing, so he moved her over, you know what I'm saying? And he was trying to keep everybody calm, told his homeboy, you're going to finally be respected now, you know what I'm saying? And instead of going in the hospital, he dropped him off, and man, it was the way he put it out was beautiful. Not even that, the production. He had probably 3 or 4 separate tracks that was Jay-Z samples. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they were all hard. The Hussle and Motivate, that was a Jay-Z sample. The Blue Laces was a Jay-Z sample. And he had one more that was a Jay-Z sample. And it wasn't like he was trying to be Jay, but he had the Jay swag. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, it was very, very nice. I pretty much liked every song on the album. It's so funny because...
So I'm going to tell you what's funny. I really didn't like this.
I knew you didn't.
I really didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I understand the style. And I got with the style. The production was okay. I mean, you can enjoy it. But I'm going to tell you, it was okay. And the problem I think it's okay is because even what he did on these 16 fucking tracks, I listened to him on other things that I felt he was better. I love the Hussle and Motivate. The Blue Laces, like you said, that story when, they got shot, he moved over and all of that. I loved how he made you see it. He wasn't just rapping it. He made it pop out. Puff Daddy should have stayed off the fucking cut. Kendrick was cool on there. CeeLo, the Loaded Bases, that was okay. I don't think that was... He could have had somebody on there that would have complimented him a little better. I do like CeeLo every now and then, but I think he could have had somebody else better. I think the album was okay. It wasn't anything that made me keep listening to this. I listened to it 2.5 times. You can praise it all day long. And I know, again, you got history with this guy. And I've only heard him scattered here and there, which I liked. So when you said he was coming out, I was like, oh, let me see what he's going to put together. So I at least had something before saying, this is a new guy. Sean likes him. Let me see how this is going to come across. I've heard him do a lot of better stuff. I think the first end of this album, the first 4 cuts, was okay. And then it got better as the album started building up. And that's what really pissed me off, too. He could have flipped a lot of his better tracks to the top and then put those bottom ones down further and then bring it back up on the end. So the way it was organized was kind of like, dude, you definitely threw me off and had to build me back up, though.
Right. It was intentional. It was intentional. The reason why, and I knew it, because he started you off with a really great song, but then the next two songs was all Cali, was all Nipsey. And if you didn't know Nipsey, you wasn't gonna get into the rest of the CD. So you had to kind of know Nipsey, and you had to like the number 2 and number 3. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. You had to like that, and you had to like Last Time That I Checked. You had to like those because that's Nipsey, and he had to put that on first. And then after that, the album is like, okay, look what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I noticed. When I first listened to it, I was like, okay, I like this. I was like, okay, the rap niggas is simple, but he's talking to these simple niggas. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was the whole intentional point of it. You know what I'm saying? And Last Time That I Checked, you can play that in the club. That shit riding. You know what I'm saying? All day. And then YG is the young prince of the West. You know what I'm saying? They really promoting him like he that deal. So, you know, with him at the end, with the feature, was kind of like Jeezy being on a feature in the South. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I thought that was, again, you have to like that type of Nipsey. You had to be like, okay, Nip, I see what you going with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. So I'm going to say no, I'm not with that. Right. I can listen to it. But when I'm saying that a complete album was done well, nah, bro. I like how you ended the album. That's you know, Last Time I Checked, I like that. But I think I didn't need that early. I could have just, if you would have, again, the arrangement of it, to your point, that was intentional. It didn't have to. I think he could have pulled a lot more people who didn't know him in by having those within those other cuts. And then you'd be like, that's different. What is that? Whoa, okay. And then you educate, and he's educating them that this is who I am, motherfucker. I'm just doing some other stuff that's in here. But the real shit, you're going to hear that too. So the arrangement, I think, for people who know him, yeah, you're good. I can acknowledge that. For people who don't follow him that exclusively, it kind of threw you off, and he had to build me back up by the rest of the cuts that was on the back end.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I totally got you. And I was listening to it because, honestly, man, I can't turn it off. You know, and I was listening to it probably like the middle of last week, and I was like, yeah, my pops ain't gonna like this. It was like, I was just listening to it. I was like, man, this is too Cali for my pops. This is like real hardcore, like not even NWA. It's like real street shit. And he got out of that. He wasn't even on that on this album. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, man, yeah, this is street Nipsey right here, dog. And
so I'm a creative guy. I like creative rapping. I like storytelling rapping. If you can give me enough of that, it doesn't matter where you at. I can just go with it. That's why Dave East is so unique, because he came out of New York, storytelling and bringing you back, but doing it his way. And you kind of like, shit, that shit's hard.
And I'm glad you brought him up, because that's I wish these two could make a like a mixtape together or something. I'm like, if Nipsey and Dave would make a mixtape together, I think motherfuckers fucking, that shit'll fly off the shelf.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And
because they got history with their own groups, and when you put that together, it's kind of like, yo, look how the motherfuckers blended that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, it was okay for me. You know, I did listen to it. I played it a couple of times, 2.5, and then I went in and said I went back to Sci-Irie, because that shit is like a more creative for me. I even, like I said, I listened to Cozz because he played on some things that I kind of enjoyed. Yeah, he's average as fuck, but I was okay with that. I can't keep riding with this, and it's just what I like. Not saying that it's not bad. I'm not saying this is bad. It's just not what I like. And will it sell? This dude got history that he's gonna sell whether I like him or not. So, fuck what I say. But when I'm listening to something, I think the arrangement would have been a lot better, and I could have said, you know what, it was a good release. It was a good release. I like how he started this. The production wasn't as good as I would have liked it had, but overall it would have been a nice flow from here. I think if he would have cut out maybe three cuts out of here too, it would have been easier to digest. Because I think 16 is a little long. I think he would have stayed within the 12, maybe 14. But I think within the 12 range, I could have got over it and continued to listen to it. Then I think I would have been in better shape than that.
Okay. I don't feel like he's coming out with another album anytime soon again, man. I'm just used to hearing him once every 3 years, I mean, and he does drop mixtapes at his stores or whatnot, and you can buy them at his stores or just order them online or whatnot. But again, man, for Nipsey Hussle's debut album, me being a fan of it, this was much appreciated. I like the beats on there because he gave you a little West, but he kept it neutral with the beats. He gave you like some Rick Ross beats, So I liked that. And then I liked all the stories that he gave, man. I liked all the stories. I didn't mind Diddy. I didn't even hear Diddy halfway through it. I just heard him at the end.
Yeah, I'm just tired of hearing
him. Literally. That's the funny part that you say that, because I didn't even hear him through the whole song.
But Diddy's cliche though, man. It's kind of like, put Diddy on there. Oh, here he comes. He really doesn't bring value to shit. That's just me. He doesn't. It's just like, oh shit, Puff Daddy's on there. Really? But that's just who he is. But overall, I'm giving him credit because it was a good release. I still have him at like a 7.5. Good release. I'm not gonna put him up in that extra because I just think the arrangements and the length of it and the beats weren't as. The beat didn't come to me like, wow, there you go. Even though I may not like your style on some of these, it carried it. Now, I think some of it is what it is. So what you got to rate it?
Oh, man, this is honestly a classic album. I'm listening to this and I'm turning this off, putting Black Panther back on, putting Dave East back on, and I'm kind of rotating it around. But this is a classic album, man. There's no way around it. He did his thing. If he doesn't make no more music here on, he's a legend, man. He's classic. If he doesn't drop an album, a project from after this, he did what he needed to do. If he does, that's cool. That's what's up. If he decides to get in the game, cool. That's what's up. But, this one album did it for me, and I give it a 9. I give it a 9.5.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go against that because that's your call.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, this is a nice album.
He gets credit because, for me, is because he's bigger than just rapping. This is just a smart dude. He's bigger than just what he raps. He took what he did, and he's doing a lot of other things that a lot of rappers talk about. This motherfucker's living it and doing the right thing with it. And then he said, oh, by the way, let me make a release. He gets all that credit. He gets it all. But, cool. Damn, a 9.5, 7.5. Wow. Cool. Car wax. Every Sunday, we're trying to get you something out, new releases, things that's out, and getting your opinion. Appreciate the extra following on Spotify. Yeah, you're loving this, the car wax. So it was quick to get something out there for you. And leave your comments on IG as well as Twitter, Bougie Black Bro and Bougie Black Bro on both of those. And Facebook, hit us up on the Bougie Black Brother Network. What you got for us, Sean?
Okay, make sure everybody go check out my IG page, Bluesy Brother Sean. For sure, my man YFN Lucci finna drop something 3-9. More Lucci, more Lucci. What's this album called? It's called Ray Ray from Summer Hill. Lil Yachty is dropping something. I think it's called Lil Yachty dropping Lil Boat 2. That should be interesting. And Cy Ari dropped his album yesterday. This project is called After the Heartbreak. Check it out.
Really?
Check it out. Yeah. Dropped it on the 28th. So make sure y'all check that out. I know my youngest know who Rich the Kid is. He dropping his project, The World Is Yours, at the end of the month. And then I'm waiting for Shrim Life. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you about them. They did the Black Beatles last year. No, not last year, the year before last. They did the Black Beatles song. That was real hot. That made everybody do the mannequin challenge or whatnot.
Damn.
So, yeah, man. So
I got to hear this Cy Ari, the Kid, man.
It's called After the Heartbreak, man.
Check it out. It's about 19 cuts on this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. All right. Look forward to that. Cool. Now, car wax, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you next Sunday. Appreciate your time, and peace out.
Peace.